Hello, and let me present to you Calls to Make, a simple call reminder app for your iPhone. Let's get right into one of the best features of the app, which is when it gives you an alert or reminder to make a call to somebody. You'll hear an alert tone and you'll see the alert screen, and it shows you who you are making the call to, along with notes that you have for the call item to tell you what the call you're about to make is all about. Now, from the screen, you'll have various options on how you will respond to the call alert or reminder. So you can either go through first off and make the call by tapping on the call button and confirm. This means you don't have to dig through your contact list to get the number you have to call. It just simply calls the contact here. So I can hit the call button, and you can see I can hit call. And from there, the call will take place, and as soon as you end it, it will go back to your active list. The latest update of the app has provided options other than that of making a call. Now you can send emails, SMS, or even do a FaceTime with your contacts when you get the reminder. So the option we have here is to send an email rather than making a call. By tapping on the email button here, you can see it'll bring up your email app. And if you have the person's email address in your contacts, that will automatically be placed into the default recipient. Or you can enter your own email address into the to field for your desired recipient. You will also have a default subject, which is a short note that you've entered in the call item details, along with a default message body, which is the notes that you entered in the call details. Again, we'll take a look at how to enter all of these details later on in the demo. By simply clicking on the send button here once you have any information filled out here. So I can input a contact here, hit email, send, and it'll take me back to the active list. Another option you have is to send an SMS. By tapping on the SMS button here, this will bring you to the SMS app screen, and you have your contact number as well as the default recipient. And from here, the notes for the call item is automatically inputted into the message body. You can simply click send here, and it'll take you back to the active list. Note any call items that has a recurring schedule, not a one-time schedule, calling, sending email, or SMS, the call item is retained in the active list. If one-time schedule, the item will be then placed into the archive after you responded to the alert and or reminder. Another option you have is to simply tap on the FaceTime button to have your contact be called via FaceTime. So if you want to do that, you can simply tap on the FaceTime icon in the bottom left here to make the call. The other options you have is for cases where you get an alert at a busy time, if you're in the middle of something and not make a call or send an email or SMS, and you can delay by sending a snooze, smooze, and or reschedule button. So if you're busy here, you can simply tap on the snooze button here, and you can see you have multiple options. You can snooze by 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, or 60 minutes, and you also have the hour button, so you can go 2, 3, 4, or 5 hours. By simply tapping on one of these, you'll get alerted on the selected snooze time. So for example, 5, and from there you'll go back in the active list and be reminded within 5 minutes. The other cool option allows you to snooze the call. This is which allows you to send a snooze with an SMS essentially to your contact about the call you were meant to make in one continuous action. So by clicking on that here, you can see you can set the default time as before, and then you have some predefined responses, for example, or you can send a custom SMS here to reply to your contact. So if you, again, set your snooze time and select a predefined message or whatever message you intend to send, it will automatically be sent in the specified time here. Last but not least, you have your reschedule button. So this allows you to where users will have the option to reschedule the call to some other days. Choices you have to schedule the call can be tomorrow or then the next 2 to 5 days. From here, you can also opt to create a totally new schedule for the call item by tapping on the new schedule button. It will bring you into the scheduling process. And lastly, of course, you do have the option to dismiss the reminder, which means that the call that you have to make is no longer necessary. It's really easy and, again, seamless to do. Now let's get started. So to get the app, it's as simple as going into the App Store, looking up Calls to Make, and downloading the app. From there, you can go ahead and open it. And after you download the app, the first and default screen is for Calls to Make is your active call list items. To get started, simply tap the Add button on the bottom left to create a new call item. Here's a call item detail screen. From here, you can go ahead and add in information such as the name of the contact. This will also take in contacts from your contacts list. So you can simply tap on a name within your phone here, for example. You'll then see the contact's name and number if it's in your contacts list. And if the contact has 2 numbers, Calls to Make will pick up 2 of those phone numbers and display it here. You can tap on which number to use, and if you're thinking of sending an email later, just select the phone number as the same thing it would be with the email. The email entry of your contact will automatically be displayed as used as a default email address on the app later on. From here, you can then tap on the schedule button, and as you can see here, you have multiple options in the field for the time and date. So you'll be presented with options on how to make it, whether it's once, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, maybe for birthdays and special occasions. So for that, let's go ahead and try a weekly schedule. So I'll go ahead and tap on weekly, and you can see here, you can go ahead and define it from here. Here you can choose any of the days of the week you want to make this call. So just tap and select, or tap again to unselect your preferred days. So for example, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Next is to set the time that you want to make the call. So here you can do cool 3-time options. Just tap on the first time field and select a time. Tap on the second time field to schedule and so on, or for a second schedule. And you can also hold your finger on a time field to delete said entry if that's what you want to do. So for example, I can set one for, you can see here, 5:48. Tap on the second one, 6:50, as you can see there, and again, and so on. Lastly, you can go ahead and hit the save button in the bottom left. And from here, you can move on to the notes portion. So this allows you to add call item details. Notes are displayed on the alert reminder screen to tell users what the call are about. At the same time, notes are also used as a default email and SMS body when the user prompts to send one of the two. So for example, I can say the call regarding financials for the month. The short note is essentially the first 25 characters of the notes you already entered. This is an extra step for some users and you can leave it as it is, but the short notes is a short description shown in your active list, and at the same time this will also be used as a default email subject if you opt to send an email from the alert screen. So users also have an option to enter custom text however they want here in the short notes field. The other details regarding tone, so for example you can click on tone and you can pick from multiple tones here that they have, as you can see here if I turn up the volume, to be alerted when you get your call reminder. Lastly is grouping. Grouping allows you to sort between the categories whether it's a business call and or personal call, and from there you can go ahead and save and schedule the call. So let's go ahead and go on to managing your call items here on the screen. So you have two options here. You have your archive and active list. Archiving a call is essentially anything that's been done in the past. So you can see here, I can go and swipe from the top here to jump between my archive and active list. And deleting call, for example, from the archive list is as simple as just tapping on the left here where the red arrow is and hitting delete. From there you can confirm it and hit yes. Let's say you have a item in the archive list that you want to activate or reactivate. You can simply just swipe on the right side there and click on activate, and that will jump back into your active list. And you'll also notice they have a status next to them within the active list and or archive list. So if you have a call that's already been alerted and or archived or dismissed, so for example, if I archive this, jumping to the archive list, you'll see on the right there you have the status of said item. Now back on the main menu, you also have a button next to the ad there, which is your contacts. This shows contacts and details. So this shows contacts with call items and their information regarding, everything that's pulled from your contacts on your phone. You can also create a call item from the contact screen by simply tapping on any of their names here, and you can see here you can simply just tap on the green icon here to show their details to set up a call easily here. Additionally, you have the ability to add contacts in at the bottom there, so you can easily just import a new contact and even sync that so it syncs between the app and your actual phone's contacts. And this is calls to make. Again, a calls, email, SMS, to-do, schedule, and reminder application. Check it out in the App Store today.